All right, today I've got something that's just really completely different for me. I'm kind of an amateur MIDI user. I use it very limited in my workflows, in my content creation. But a company called Synido reached out to me, so I said, sure, yeah, I'll take a look at this. This is the Synido TempoPAD Z1 MIDI controller. Welcome back, I'm Tony, and yeah, you probably know that I like to do a lot of stuff on electric guitars here on the channel. I fancy myself a bit of an amateur music writer, and I've actually been doing quite a bit of writing lately. So when Synido reached out to me and said, hey, would you like to take a look at this TempoPAD? It's a MIDI controller. Actually, the full name of it is the Synido TempoPAD Z1 MIDI controller beatmaker DJ equipment. And I'm not a DJ. I actually used to be a radio DJ. Maybe you do, maybe you don't know this, but well, for about 16, 17 years, all the way from San Diego to Vegas, Vegas to Memphis, Memphis to the Outer Banks to Jersey, and back here. But in that, we never use this. You can use this to control things like your lights, your music. You can trigger different, well, sound bites, samples, create drum beats, and all of that kind of stuff. So it's actually pretty cool, and I have been interested in these for a while. I just never pulled the trigger on it. So I want to preface this by saying this is not a review by any means. This is more of a show and tell of something that I've just recently got. I'm actually looking to you, if you've got any input for me down in the comments, you can let me know, how might I incorporate this into my workflows? What might I use this for? And are there any resources out there that are very helpful and simple to teach me how to use this thing further than I already have? Now, I have hooked this into GarageBand on the Mac. I've also tried it out with a couple of different sample programs that I've got, and it works good. It's very effective. It's lightweight, and for what I do, if I just want to make a drum beat or something like that, then it works well for that. So yeah, this is totally a show and tell today. I have no business telling you whether this is better than one or another, because this is the first one of these that I've tried. I do enjoy using it though, and I really got to dig in. And even though they say that it's easy, it's, well, if you're not used to doing this type of thing, there's a lot of background that you got to learn, you know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and take a look at the website and I'll tell you what it's all about. So they have it listed for $129 and on sale for $119.99. There's also, I guess, if it's your first order over $59, you can get $5 more off of it, so that's not too bad. From what I can tell, that's pretty much in line with what you'll pay for a lot of MIDI controllers. This one seems to have more features and more to it than some of the ones that are quite a bit more expensive though, so there we go. So you can make music easily with 64 responsive pads. 5 modes: easy, drum, key, user, and custom mode. Striking RGB beat pad with 4 mood modes. Play chords across 4 octaves with 1 finger. USB MIDI signal output for multiple devices. Perfect on various systems and DAW software. Music Studio Essentials for music producers. Down there under color, it just says black. I don't know that there are any other colors of it. And actually, I noticed down here, another $10 off for TempoPAD Z1, and they've got a code down there for that, so there you go. Now, I do want to say, while they did send this to me free of charge, it is not a sponsored video. I'm not being paid for this. It's just out of curiosity for me that I accepted this one and said, yeah, it can be used for light shows, music performance, and beat making. They say whether you're a beginner or a music producer. Like I said, I am a beginner with this. I was able to easily plug it into GarageBand and make some sounds with it and stuff and record with it, but it does take some extra effort to really learn it. It'll connect to computers, phones, and tablets. It has an easy mode, which to me, the drums mode was much easier than that, so I don't know, but the easy mode, you can really get into the software that they have for your computer, and I'll show you that in just a minute. You got a mood light mode with color cycling with the beats, practical onboard controls. You can see that you can hook 2 of them up at the same time and be using them. Really responsive beat pads on here, and they're very comfortable to use. You can see over here, pad sensitivity. You can get rid of unintended note triggering, and you can tell it how you want it to perform. Tons of compatibility for this and 5 working modes to fully meet your customization needs. Easy mode, key mode, where you're doing your keys, drum mode, and user mode, plus custom mode. One of the reasons why I haven't had that many videos in the last couple of weeks is because my house is destroyed right now. We had a sewage backup that came from outside, and we had to have our floors taken out and restoration done downstairs, and most of the stuff ended up here. If you could see the rest of this studio, it's a mess, but it's been really difficult to find any kind of workspace around here, so I'm just gonna be focusing right here. So that's what she looks like. You know, you've got easy buttons on here. You've got easy, mood, drum, key, user, custom, and then you've got these controls over here. You can control lights, velocity, transposing, octaves, play, stop, record, all that basic stuff that you would expect. Of course, you've also got this nice meter over here. This switch right over here will turn that on or off. So that's off, that's on. We'll flip her over like this, and you see that you've got your lock on here. It's a Kensington lock, and if you want to power this with DC, you can do that. MIDI out over there and USB-C right there. This is the USB-C cable that they gave me, or that comes with the package, that is. Again, I'm pretty new to MIDI, so it hasn't always been my thing, but I've been interested in it. So when Synido came to me and said, do you want to try this thing out? I was like, yeah, I kind of do. So I've got a lot of learning to do, okay? But as a show and tell, I did want to show you, I've got GarageBand open right now. I've got a drum set open in there, and the pads have really good control to them, so you can just play them. So you could come up with a beat. Yeah, you even got a little clap in there. Now, this is one of the reasons why I said this is just a show and tell today. And if you have any ideas for how I could use this, maybe leave that down in the comments, or even a recommendation for somebody that I might watch on YouTube to learn how to really use this thing. Because my thought is I could use this to set up drums and stuff like that. Or if I'm doing some kind of recording where I need something to come in, some kind of pre-recorded thing, I could do that. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's nicely made. It feels very solid to me. Let's do this. Let's bring up a Steinway grand piano. Now I'm just having a little bit of fun. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. There is some nice non-slip on the back of this. Reminds me of a disco floor from Saturday Night Fever or something. And of course, they also have software for this. It is the Synido TempoPAD Z1. And when it's connected, it'll say device connected. And you can do all kinds of things. I did unplug it. You can do lighting draw, where you can go in here and change each one of the buttons for whatever. And there's a custom mode. I was in easy mode there. So if you really want to get in there and really get into the details, this is a lot for me. I'm like, man, you know what? I just want to plug my guitar in and play. But it's something that I think I need to learn. Maybe not, I don't know. So when you launch it, you can choose custom mode or easy mode. And you got quick slice in here. You can edit music and things like that. And then you can assign things to these buttons in here. And while it says easy mode so far, I've got a lot to learn. So there we go. I know that was very rudimentary, but I think you get the point. If you understand how these things work, this thing works quite well as far as I can tell. If you're brand new to this, it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve. It's MIDI, and like I said, I use very little of that in my day-to-day, but I'm going to do my best to see how I can incorporate that into the things that I do. And to that end, if you have any suggestions, write down in the comments, do let me know. Hey, look, I use these things. This is what you might use it for in your type of thing for recording songs and that kind of stuff. I don't do mobile DJ or any of that. If you know of any resources that you want to share with me, write down in the description. Please tell me that as well. And if you have used this model compared to some of the other models that are out there, yeah, go ahead and give me your feedback on that too. That's why I said this is not a review. This is more of a show and tell. It's just something I got, and I'm kind of a little bit unclear how I will really use this, but it's pretty cool. That is the Synido TempoPAD Z1 MIDI controller, and I just want to thank you so much for your support here on the channel. I've got some nice guitar stuff coming up here. As a matter of fact, I just picked up the Fender Tone Master Pro. It was on sale. I couldn't resist. I've been drooling over that thing for a while. I've got a few more guitars to review, and well, that's not going to stop. I've got other stuff that's probably on the way, so if you like the guitar stuff, stay tuned for that. But either way, I just really do appreciate you watching the videos here on the channel. And if you like what you see, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, there's a red subscribe button down there and notification bell. If you click both of those, you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. Really, your support means the world to me, and I just really appreciate you. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.